Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, people? Back with a bang. Here I am to bring you guys another video today. So in this video is kind of like a recap of this past week, but also a look towards what's coming up this week, because as you've probably seen, there's been a lot of movement in the markets, not only Friday but also after hours this weekend. There's been big news coming out, so we're going to get into that in a second. But before we do that, make sure you drop a thumbs up, show your support. As always, make sure you comment as well, and of course if you're around here, subscribe as well. So let's get into what happened Friday, how the markets panned out. Well, I can tell you what, to begin with, SPY dropped over $7 Friday. That was the worst day since January. VIX was up at 23% at one point. Now, you guys may have seen also yesterday, crypto was dropping. Bitcoin pulled back about 7%, and then Ethereum, Dogecoin, Solana, all of them were pulling back. So some good entry points for those of you who are bullish long term, but it has been a bit of a hectic weekend. So let's jump over to CNBC. You can see, Dow tumbled 475 points. S&P suffered the worst day since January as inflation woes erupted. Today and yesterday, we've heard more news about Iran, Israel attacks, the US, potentially Russia getting involved. All these kind of things can have a big effect on the stock market. So when you hear about news about countries attacking other countries, war, conflict, bombs, sirens, all that kind of stuff, first of all, we don't like to hear it. From a human perspective, we don't like to hear about those things. Secondly, for those of us who are invested in the market, you know it's going to negatively affect the market. And that's kind of what's been happening, especially with Bitcoin over the weekend. So I'm actually just going to jump over the trading view, just to look at some stocks and how they panned out this weekend. And then we can go into a bit more detail and depth on what I can expect for next week as well. So I have the Tesla chart here. Tesla did pull back 2%, but I don't want to look at Tesla to start off with. I'm going to pull up the S&P 500. Let's go intraday, 15-minute chart. So this is Thursday. We're up here, 5.2K. And then what happened Friday? Dropped all the way down to 5.1K. But like, I'm talking a huge drop. A huge drop. If you look at SPY itself, as we said earlier, it has the worst day since January. Again, 519 all the way to lows of 509. Almost a $10 drop, but obviously it recovered towards the end of the day, which was good to see. So my expectations are, with the news that's come out over the weekend, we're going to see more blood in the markets. If you pull up the 4-hour chart, you see we've actually been very bearish as of late. Last week or so, it's been pretty bearish. We've seen some pushes up, which was good to see, but overall, it's bearish. Look at QQQ as well. We went from up at 449 just a few weeks ago, down now to 436, and then we recovered to 438 yesterday or Friday as well. AMD is another one we talked about in the Discord. Now, why did I put out AMD? Because we hit highs of 222 back in March, first week of March. Since then, we've just sold off. We sold off about $45 or even more now. And this is the kind of stock where you're like, you know what? Long term, this is a great opportunity to buy in. But short term, it's looking very bearish. It's looking like it could continue breaking lower. I've got my support at 164, but the next level that I'd look to is this kind of support here at 159, where it seems to fall to a couple times and before recovering. So that 159 level is key to watch for this week. Last video I mentioned AMC, BA and Starbucks. All those three were on for puts. And what have they done since? Well, AMC dropped 5% Friday. Starbucks continued selling off to new lows, $84 now. BA, Boeing, sold off as well. And these are the reasons why you prepare. BA is at $169. Long term, $234 is my price target, yes. Short term, we're looking at going lower and lower and lower to $150. Honestly, these are great opportunities for buying long term, but short term, look at those puts. Make money both ways. And now I'm going to add a few stocks to that watch list as well in regards to puts. Lucid, Neo, and of course Rivian as well. All of those from the EV sector. Here's Lucid, ticker symbol LCID. Very bearish chart. Here's Neo chart. Chinese electric vehicle. Very bearish chart. Dropped 8% Friday. And then Rivian. Sold off 5% as well. All of these are very clearly bearish, breaking new lows. And I think they've all at their 52 weeks. They all hit their 52-week lows on Friday as well. So like I said, you're looking at puts for all of those. And honestly, if you wanna, if you wanna invest in stocks in regards to the war, you wanna look at stocks in regards to the war. Look at Lockheed Martin. Look at Northrop Grumman as well. Here's Lockheed Martin, LMT. Let's see what this does. It hasn't done anything yet because the war news really came out over the weekend. It's kind of been in this range. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Same with Northrop Grumman. We'll see how it pans out tomorrow as well. It could go up, it could go down, who knows? From January until mid-March, it saw a very positive rally, then sold off. Now it could be back on its way up. That's what I'm expecting, but who knows? Also, if you like seeing stocks drop, you can also invest in inverse leveraged ETFs. UVXY is one of those, which rose very much yesterday, 12%. So you can look at that gap up. The VIX as well, VIXY, also 9% yesterday. These are leveraged ETFs, double leveraged, triple leveraged. When stocks are dropping, the markets are selling off, QQ is dropping, SPY is dropping, you can buy these and trade options on them as well and make money off calls. So make sure you keep those on your radar as well. Now I also wanted to pull up Roblox. I've been pulling up this stock quite a lot, recently. Roblox is very clearly bearish. We saw a nice rally from mid-March, or end of March, let's say, to beginning of April. We've started to sell off with broken below the moving averages. I think Roblox can still fall another $3-4 down to around 36, down to potentially 35.95. So Roblox is on my radar for puts. And of course, CELH, Celsius. I mentioned this in the last video. So with Celsius, I said it's going to keep selling off. Now we're almost at that key level, that $77 level where the 200-day moving average is on the 4-hour chart. On the daily chart, again, that $77 level. You can see there's no moving average there, but again, it's like a level of support, a previous level where we bounced. That's what we're looking at for Celsius, another $2 drop. Don't get into the calls yet. Wait for the confirmation of, wait for the consolidation, then the confirmation of reversal and the uptrend, and then you can maybe get Celsius calls. And Tesla was the first stock that we had on screen. It's kind of starting to consolidate in between the moving averages if you look at the daily chart. I know this chart is kind of packed with support and resistance lines, with zones, with my trend lines, but just try and listen to what I'm saying here. Tesla could go either way. It could go down to 160. It can also go up to 200 this month. Earnings is in a couple weeks. And I'm more just thinking that with this one, you just got to kind of see the sentiment until earnings and then maybe trade after the earnings. That's what I'm thinking with Tesla. Of course, if you want to gamble, I'll be saying look at the calls for longer term. Look at buying shares of Tesla. But right now, it's starting to consolidate between the moving averages. Let's see if we break out and push towards that $180 level again. If we can break that properly this time, then we could be back on our way to 200 as we were before, earlier on this year in February. I'm going to pull up the cryptos now because it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk about cryptos after what's happened this weekend. Here we are. Solana at 134 is crazy. Bitcoin for 63, but if you look intraday, you can see Bitcoin dropped from 67,000 all the way to lows of 61,000 in like an hour period. It was nasty red candles back to back to back. And then it obviously recovered a little bit before setting off again. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum back under 3K for the first time in a while. Another crypto which I think long term you can see this going to 4K, 5K this year, maybe 10K by the end of next year. So this could be a buying opportunity for those of you who wanted Ethereum under 3K. Here it is. And then I'm going to lastly touch on Solana. Solana now 134. If you look at Solana's daily chart, you'll see that this is a great drop off. This is a huge drop off, right? We were at 200 just 2 weeks ago. Now we're all the way down at 134. For those of you who wanted to load up in Solana, now you've got your opportunity. We haven't been this low since the end of February, especially after that run to 200 where we kind of double topped and sold off. This could be potential buying zone for Solana once we find some level of support around maybe 120, I think. The last time I bought Solana was when it was 120 back early March. So this could be another potential opportunity to load up on something like Solana. And you see a couple of my other meme coins there. Boba pulled back 34%, 35% even. But yeah, as I mentioned, when it comes to this, the things you want to focus on right now, trade what you know how to trade. Also keep the defense stocks on your radar, keep the commodities, oil, gas, the likes of those as well. And then also, if the market's selling off, buy your puts. Don't try and time the market in regards to it reversing and going back up. Buy your puts. If you want to trade calls, then get your inverse leveraged ETFs. Make sure that you only risk money you can afford to lose. And of course, as always, make sure you guys are doing what's best for your pockets. Not what anybody else is doing, but what you need to do for your pockets. Everyone has different portfolio sizes. Everyone's got different risk management, different things they're trying to do, different goals. So make sure you do what's best for you. But that's it from me. Make sure you guys check out the Raw Trading Academy. That's the first link in the description. That is the Discord. We talk about stocks there. We do live breakdowns. We have the charts there. We post different plays. We do all that in the Raw Trading Academy. So come and check that one out. Then the second link in the description is the Stock Option Starter Pack. That's 10 different videos you have access to for life. It talks about how I trade options, history of options, terminology, degrees, what you need to look out for, different trading strategies, different trading style. All that is in the Stock Option Starter Pack. It's a one-time fee and you have access to those videos for life. And then follow me on all social media you guys know already at The Wealth Prince. And that's it from me. Make sure you guys tune into the next video, and if you haven't seen the last video, go check that one out as well. That's it from me. Thanks a lot for watching. I go into making, you go into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.